Well, my name is Laura Mitchell, and I'm an adjunct professor here in the geological sciences and biological sciences.
My name is New Her.
Hi, what is your name?
Megan Ambrosius.
I'm Melanie Walker.
My name is Kelly Ashmore.
My name is Mary Kate Irby.
I'm Amanda McFarland.
I'm Kate Walker.
I'm Rachel McStecky.
Hi, I'm Casey Spurley.
And I'm Casey Knight.
Jim Lorman, who's also a professor here at Edgewood, started doing some research projects on the Lake Wingra watershed back in 2000. They started using the Natural Science for Elementary Education majors class to conduct research on the watershed and the health of the watershed to see if our activities on Edgewood campus were affecting the watershed or not.
Basically, I think it was last year in 2009, in the spring of 2009, the outfall pipe area near the Lake Wingra area was inoculated with spores, mushrooms. And so we thought that it might be interesting to see how that might have affected the Wingra area watershed. And so we've been taking samples of the outfall pipe area and then the water that recedes after it there, the small retention pond. And then we've also been taking water samples from a spring that water flows to after that, and then also the Lake Wingra itself.
Ours is on comparing the E. coli levels within Lake Wingra and the retention pond up towards the parking lots in Edgewood.
And my project is how much chlorine is in your water.
Our watershed project was testing the effects of multiple winter deicers on live vegetation.
And we used radish plants, and we were going to use grass, but the grass had died before we could use it. So we used radish plants and 4 different salt alternatives on the plants with a high group, a low group, and the recommended group that the amount that Edgewood uses in the parking lots.
Just fascinating. Sorry.
It's about the geese at the Vilas Park in Lake Wingra. We counted them and went to see how climate affects the geese population.
And the migration of geese.
We researched the effects of 4 different alternative road salts on the leaching of phosphorus.
4 different species of plants.
Well, we wanted to know more about the E. coli levels in the retention pond because no one has really studied about it. So, and it's a really big contributor of water sources into Lake Wingra, and we know Lake Wingra has a huge E. coli problem. Yeah. So we found out that when big storms hit, whether it's snow or rainstorms, that the retention pond E. coli levels shoot through the roof. And we would like to further research why that is. So that's kind of what we found. It was big findings because that means that during those big storms there's more E. coli rushing into Lake Wingra.
We did 3 different waters throughout the campus. We did Lake Wingra, the fountain at the front of the school, and then we did the bubbler just in this building. And for each one we tested the water by finding the chloride levels and then also the pH levels and the temperature. And we did that. We tested twice in the fall, twice in the winter, and then twice in the spring. We found out that the chloride levels don't vary very much. We thought that in the winter they would go up a lot just because of more salt on the streets, but they didn't. They all stayed pretty much the same. And then we also said that could be because we didn't have a ton of snow. We had more towards the end of winter, but it wasn't a huge snow season. So that's what we concluded.
Edgewood uses a lot of salt alternatives that they think are environmentally friendly, but they're not. Safe Step is one of them.
And they use too much.
And they use way too much. Even low groups of Cryotech and Safe Step just were too much. But the sodium chloride with acetate that they used was very environmentally friendly. So it's a good salt alternative that people should be using a lot more.
We looked at the zones. Vilas Park is set up into zones, and we just looked at 2 to 3 different zones and counted them once to twice a week, looking at the temperature and the climate, how the climate is that day.
Trying to roughly estimate how many geese were there. The fall and now the spring, they're increasing as it's a little warmer.
Because during the winter there aren't any geese.
Now they're trying to find, because they need it for their natural habitat. To get away from predators, they need to get in the water.
I think I learned that there's a lot of false advertising on road salt alternatives. We had one in particular that was called something like Green Earth, trying to come off environmentally friendly, and it happened to be one of the worst ones that we tested.
Yeah, actually, Jim Lorman was able to form a foundation called Friends of Lake Wingra based on the research that they found through the class. They realized that the campus and the surrounding community was having an impact on the watershed, and so this nonprofit organization was established to take some proactive activities to try to prevent some of the things that could be detrimental to the watershed. So there's been a lot of community awareness that's come out of the research that's being done, as well as some, getting the community involved and taking action to protect this really cool ecosystem out here.